When I think about Jeremiah, he said, the harvest ended, harvest past, the summer is ended, and you're yet not saved. You're ever so close, but yet so far. You can't come to God and satisfy him, say, I went to church. Nobody ever went to heaven because they went to church. But Jesus, the one that said, blessed are the pure in heart. Not the churchgoers, but the pure in heart. For they shall see God. Something is wrong when we have you exhausted all 51 Sundays and still not saved. But you still got a chance. Oh yeah, you got a chance today to make up for all of the other ones that you missed out on. So you don't want to go into the new year the same old you. Do me a favor while you're standing. Look at your neighbor and say it's time for a change. It's time for a change. See, we didn't went through life and just say this year searching for joy, peace, and happiness. But in all the wrong places. Oh yeah, you saw that man and you thought he was Mr. Right. You saw that woman and you thought she was Miss Right. And now you're right back where you started from. Still looking. But until you make up your mind that I'll take Jesus for mine, you can have this whole world, but give me Jesus. Just talk to your neighbor right now and just tell them, say, you deserve better. Oh yeah. You have abused and misused yourself. You have mistreated yourself. You deserve better. You deserve better. Now let's get personal and say, I deserve better. Because it doesn't matter what I feel or what I think until you come to a resolve in your life and say, I deserve better. Because see, what you need and what I need and things that we were searching for, I couldn't find it in the world. The world didn't have the joy that I needed, and it didn't have the peace that I desired, and it couldn't provide me with the happiness. The love that I wanted, the world couldn't provide it. I needed somebody that was going to love me for me. And I found out that Jesus loved me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. Can I get a witness in the house? Oh, bless him. It didn't matter how mixed up and messed up I was. He loved me in my messed up state. He still loved me. And see, some of us in our messed up state, Jesus loved you. And now look at this. Look how much he loved you. He loved you so much that he hung there on Calvary cross. Said, Jesus, how much do you love me? He didn't say this much, but he stretched out his arms. And I said, I love you this much. Oh, yes. And why don't you lift your hands and lift your voice and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for loving me. Woo! I could have been dead, sleeping in my grave. But it was Jesus that made death behave. When it was all around me, he loved me. Not because I deserved it. He loved me in spite of. He loved you in spite of. Come on, talk to me. And you won't even thank him and say, Lord, thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me. I know I'm messed up, but thank you for loving me. Oh, glory to God. We come to all of these 52 Sundays. But God, I hadn't been the best all of these Sundays. But you have allowed us to come together one more time. He allowed us. God has allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. He has allowed us to come into his presence just one more time. You've given us one more chance to right the wrong in our lives. But I wouldn't take a chance of walking out of his presence this day expecting to be here next Sunday, because it's not guaranteed. But God is calling. He's calling. He's tugging at your heart door. He's calling. Come unto me, all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest for your weary soul. Everything that you done tried, it has failed. You done tried alcohol and you still don't have any peace. You tried that man, you tried that woman, and still don't have any joy. You got another chance to make it right. And it's time to do something about it. Listen, we are going to attempt to preach to us today, because it's decision-making time. In the book of Luke, the 15th chapter, we find a very interesting parable. Beginning at verse 11, the Bible says, and he said, a certain man had two sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me that portion of good that falleth unto me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days afterward, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country. There wasted his substance with righteous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land. And he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country. And he sent him into the field to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat. And no man gave unto him. Verse 17 is very interesting. It said, when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough to spare? Here I am perishing with hunger. I will arise, go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. And I want you to know that I am no more worthy to be called thy son. Would you just make me as one of the hired servants? And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight. I am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servant, bring forth the best robe. Put it on him and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. And bring hither the fatted calf and kill it. Let us eat and be merry. For because this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found, and they began to be merry. Now the elder son was in the field, and he came and drew nigh to the house and heard the music and the dancing, the celebration. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, thy brother is come, and thy father has killed the fatted calf, because he has received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go into the celebration. Therefore his father came out and entreated him. We're going to stop right there. You can be seated. Now, we look at, listen, I just want to talk a little bit today about knowing what to do. We have to come to a resolve. Now, let me just talk to us just a little bit, because I would sincerely hope and pray that we will make rational decisions before we find ourselves in some bad situation. But just in case you find yourself in the proverbial rock, between the proverbial rock and a hard place, now you got to know what to do. When we see a young man and which is so prevalent in our society today among young people, bad choices. As Solomon was saying, I saw a young man. This young man was void of understanding. Bad choice. And to realize that what Solomon said and what transpired here has a lot in common. Making bad choices. You know, I always say, and especially when it comes down to our children, they want to be grown and don't know how. They want to make all of these bad choices and put themselves in harm's way, but guess who they expect to get them out of? The one that they don't want to listen to. They don't want to listen to their dumb mom and dumb dad. Well, my mom was dumb. Until I got about 25 and 27, 28, 30. I said, my God, my mom was smart. You know, Mom, you just old fogey. You just ain't with it. You just not with it. See, you don't know what's happening. See, you old fashioned. You don't know what's happening. See, this is a new day. I don't care. I don't care about the new day. It's the same old devil. Now watch this here. Everything that life is nothing but going around in circles. Can I just teach? You know, when I was around 12, 13, and 14, man, the Dodge Charger, the Challenger, the Road Runner, the Dodge Dart, man, those were the cars. Man, next thing you know, they discontinued them. Guess what they did? Right back around. And folks, and young folk now say, "Ooh, man, that's a bad car there." Oh, well, we'd already seen, no. That ain't nothing new to us. We done already seen that. And you run around there, you are so excited. You just to discover a brand new, that's a bad ride. And then you just riding around and say, "But that look like that old Charger. That look like old Charger." You know about a Charger. You know about a Challenger. That's a new car. No. That's just an old car. They just brought it back around. And so it's the same old stuff. Fornication ain't no different than it was when we were growing up. The same devil that was initiating it then was initiating it now. And so the cheating and lying and stealing, that ain't nothing. See, we high tech liars. You ain't no such thing as high tech liar. You just a liar. All liars. I don't care. You know, if folks are caught up in technology and all that, guess what? Hell don't have no technology. It's going to do the same thing it did in the beginning. Folks going to go there and be tormented in the flames of hell forever and ever. Guess what? The reason why, bad choices. Bad choices. We got to know that, hey, when I mess up, what do I do? See, you don't keep on messing up. You got to come to a resolve. You got to make a decision. You got to decide, say what I'm going to do. You got to come up with a course of action. You got to come up with a plan. And then you got to work it. You got to work your plan. Because see, I have the uttermost admiration for this young man. But, and I have to look at the dad. He was awesome. He wasn't like us, fussing and cussing, raising hell with your children because of the choice that they make. You got to respect their choice. You might not like it, you might not agree with it, but that's their choice. Because that's a God-given right. You know, parents fall out with the children because they didn't make the choices that they want. So, not one time did the father try to deter the son from making this decision. Don't go. when he asked for that portion of his inheritance that fallen unto him, guess what the father did? The father divided it unto him. He gave him his request. Then shortly after, he took what he had, and the Bible said he went into a far country. Now, I like this because you're looking at a young man that been in a Christian environment. He was taught the principles and the statutes of God. Now here he's going out into a world that will consume you. You don't know nothing about the world. You don't know nothing about the world. Because let me tell you something. You know, the Bible said the world loves its own, but the world trying to destroy its own. There's nothing great or fantastic about living in sin. Because the end result of sin is going to wind up in death. You know, I often tell that I gave my life to God at the age of 22. But I wish I had come sooner. Because a lot of heartaches and trouble, that pain that I caused my parents could have been avoided. But I'm just glad that I came to a resolve. I came to a resolve. Before, let me tell you something. The thing about it, I looked at a lot of people, young boys that I grew up with, die at an early age. Shot down, drowned in the lakes and all of this stuff, killed in car wrecks. Could have been me. But I thank God that he made death behave. But I don't know that around the next corner will it be for me. But it doesn't make any difference with me now, because I'm ready to go. For me to live is Christ. But for me to die is gain. I'm going to live eternally with Jesus Christ. But see, somebody that do not have a relationship with him, if you die in your sin, you will be eternally separated from God. Mr. Washington, get me Isaiah 59, and let's look at verse 1 and 2. And we need to know what to do. Watch this here. The world, Terry, they want you to drink beer. They want you to drink beer, and they tell you, say, hey, drink it responsibly. That makes sense, doesn't it? You drink it responsibly. And now watch this here. And then say, friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Now you tell me to drink responsible, and then you tell me and if I'm a good friend of yours, I won't let you drive drunk. Yeah, so something just don't compute right there. You're going to tell me, hey, no, don't let them drive drunk. But now watch this here. Let me show you another one. Know when to say when. Know when to say when. You got to know when you done had enough. You got to know when you done had enough. Come on, talk to me. Let me tell you something about sin. Sin is so deceitful and it's deceptive. And what sin would do is, you know, there's a lot of things. Every one of us in here basically can agree with this, because there have been times when we went to the club. We already had planned what we were going to do and what we were not going to do. I might drink one beer, that's it. And watch this. In that broke Bohina, don't never buy a beer. He said, I'm going to buy you a beer. And you say, since you buying, I'll drink it. But you were going to just drink one. See, the devil done set you up. And so now when you get, you can't have a teaspoon and you start acting up. Let's known to these tall boys. Then you sure enough start acting up. You get loud and obnoxious. Then you tell them, say, keep it down. You don't tell me. Then you want to loud talk your sister. You want to loud talk your brother. Come on, talk to me. Don't tell me you was up in the club being an angel. You went there to act up. You went there to fit in. Because see, the thing about it, you can get loud and obnoxious if you want. Hey, that's what you do here. You get unseemly here. Then you go to the Victrola, the jukebox, and you just dance with the jukebox. You getting ready to start something because the folk can't put their quad in there because you just as soon as that get ready to quit, you hit it again. Then you start switching all over again. And you got the other one over there drunk. So look at them, they're acting a fool over there. Did I say sin will make a fool out of you? Come on, Minister Watson, read.
Isaiah 59:1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear.
Now the thing about it is, he wants to save. He wants to hear your heart's cry. He wants you to pour out your heart unto him and cry, Jesus, thy son of David, have mercy on me. But watch this here. What's the problem?
But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
Wait a minute. Now people go to church and they hear that, we all God's children. I know God hear me when I pray. That's not what the scripture says. Not, in the times when we hang out at the club, folk want to talk about the Bible over beer. Two drunks. Now they want to have church or up in the beer tap. But they ain't stopped. You know how you tilt the cup? So we don't want it to foam up. Yeah. Oh, y'all ain't say. Then y'all act like. Listen. I taught two guys. They have a 12-pack under the arm. He was drunk as two skunks. He had a beer in his hand and the other one on his arm. And he stumbled and fell and never lost either one, the case or the beer in his hand. He rolled over and because it foamed up and blew off the phone and got him some more and got him up and kept kicking. The devil was messing him up. The devil was messing him up. Let me tell you something. You deserve better. You deserve better. Because as long as you participate in sin, it's going to separate you from God. You can't love God and sin too. You can't love God and the devil too. You got to make up your mind that I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. I'm living a life that's pleasing and acceptable in the eyesight of God. I don't care about what other young folks do. I don't care what other old folks do. I don't care what anybody do. Acts 2:40 is still Acts 2:40. With many other words that he's testifying and exhort, saying, save yourself from this untoward generation. You better save yourself. You know, we're living in a time that it's not just cliches, it's a fact. Misery, love company. And so when you got ready, you wanted to go out, so you called somebody else that wasn't planning on going. And then you to persuade them to come on, let's go to the club. We won't be out there late. We just going to go out just for a little bit. Let's step out for a little bit. Next thing you know, the cock is crowing. You're looking at the sunrise. But we just going now just for a little bit. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You don't control sin. Sin control you. And the thing about sin, just like this young man found out, sin is expensive. Sin is expensive. Come on, talk to me. You out there, you want to be a fornicator, and you got a high maintenance woman? Hey, and you ain't got nothing, you can't take care of you. She gonna tell you quick. You got to move around. You got to move around. Well, baby, this is all I got. Well, you can need to get you a second or third job. Because you got to move around. Because the thing about sin will cost you more than you ever intended to spend. It'll cause you to go places and stay longer than you intended. It'll take you farther than you ever intended to go. That's sin. This young man found out what sin will do to you. He made a decision. I'm leaving home. I'm grown. I'm going. You know, some of us, we just can't. I can't wait till I get grown. And you're still not grown. Still not grown. And you know, your body may be mature, but your mind is yet to catch up with your body. And so now you think because what somebody else saying, oh yeah, you got it. You got it going on. But up here, you 6 bricks shy of a loaf. You messed up. You messed up. But the devil is telling you, hey, you got it going on. You got it going on. Look at you. Some of you young girls here, you young ladies, you stand in the mirror and you talk to and say, yeah, girl, you bad, you bad, you bad. Yeah, ain't nobody got it like you. That's a spirit of deception. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? It's not you. It's not you. In other words, somebody got you beat. Somebody got you beat. And so you got to realize that, hey, let me tell you something. You got to be confident in who you are. And don't let nobody else define who you are. Come on, talk to me. Are y'all listening to me? Young ladies, y'all listen to me. Don't let no man define you. Don't let no woman define you. Oh, you so handsome, you distant, you all. Yeah, you all of that. All the girls going to like you. They messing you up. And then you walking around out of watermelon head because they told you was all of that. And that man and told you, say, hey, you bad. Yeah, you got the right stuff. You got the right stuff. Now, wonder why he's telling me that. Wonder words he's speaking all these the foul words in smooth speeches. Because they're going to deceive the heart of the simple. They know you simple. They know that you're simple. And the next thing you know, they don't have to buy the cow because you're going to give them the milk free. Let me tell you something. Your most prized possession, young folks, is your God-given gift of your virginity. You don't sell out for no bum. I don't care if he's a star football player. I don't care if he's a star basketball player. You don't sell out. Because, oh yeah, man, I'm kicking it with the quarterback. I'm kicking it, my God, with the wide receiver. I'm kicking it. Man, he's the baddest thing on the basketball court. And then next thing you know, you messed up. You see, one thing about it, you know, when I was growing up, they said, if I could turn back the hands of time, that many of you here today, many of us are saying, I wish I could do it over again. I wish I could do it over again. But can you imagine this young man if he had never gotten his life together? God saying, I wish I could do it over again. I'll stay at home with my dad. Because I had it made. He didn't realize how well he had it until he lost it. The young man made bad choices. All that his dad had given him, the Bible said he went out and he wasted it with righteous or wild living, partying hard. You know Lionel Richie saying all night long. All night long. You're partying hard all night long. But then it was all gone. Then he stopped singing and then Bobby Womack took it. That nobody wants you when you're down and out. Hey, they lying to you because let me tell you something. Nobody wants you when you're down and out. Now, when he wanted something to eat, he couldn't get nothing to eat now. He can't get a place to stay now because he done wasted his living. Only his dad had given it, he wasted it. Now, let me just talk to us just a minute. You know, some of us, all we do, we just waste money. We just waste money. We want to buy clothes. We want to buy tennis shoes. Every time they come out with a new pair of Jordan, you running up there, and then you hungry for the next couple of months. Then you running over there to mama and them. You going over there to mama and them. So then, how y'all doing, mom? I just stopped by the house. You go right to the cupboard. You trying to see what they got in the cupboard because I'm weighing my food. But it doesn't feel the need. I'm still hungry. But look at my feet. I cut my feet. See there? I cut my feet. You know, when they buy some new shoes, they say, I cut my feet. Yeah, I see you done cut your feet, huh? Yeah, you got just some new shoes on. Yeah, but your stomach is speaking in tongues. Hey, you say, hold them up there and let me look at it. They too weak to hold them up. So you learn, parents, take the time to teach you our young people. Teach them how to manage. Not only just manage your money, manage your life. You got to control every decision. You got to be in charge. Now watch this. The young man made all of these decisions. Now this, well, you don't understand. When you talk, look at verse 15 and say he went and joined himself to a citizen of the country, and he sent him out into a field to feed swine. You don't understand. This is a Jewish young man going out to feed swine. You couldn't go no lower than that. You couldn't go no lower than that. Now he filling his belly with the husks. Or the history tells that it's a pod. And this is what they fed the cow. This is what they fed the swine. And not only that, it was a poor people's food. It was a poor people's food. Now he had it made. And now look what choices have gotten him. Look what choices have gotten him. Now you stooping lower than low because of bad choices. And let me tell you something. One bad choice, if you don't get in the right environment, going to lead to another bad choice. Now he chose to waste his money on righteous living. The next thing you know, he's out there slopping with the hogs and eating the food that the hogs would eat. But I like this because something was resonating in his spirit. He came to verse 17 and it said, when he came to himself. He began to say, how many hired servants are my father that have bread enough to spare? And I perish with hunger. My father got servants that eat better than I do. And not only that, but they got food to spare. And I'm out here suffering from hunger. That's a choice that you make. And see, that's the thing about sin. It just, you don't know what behind door number one. That's what's that let's make a deal. And see, you want to trade this car for door number one, door number two, or door number three. I've always said, the next thing you know, you got a clunker behind it. They come dragging, sometimes it's an old goat back there. They come dragging the goat out of there. Because that's what you chose. You gave up a good thing for that. Now, this young man gave up a good thing to go out there, dibble and dabble in the world. Come on, talk to me. Listen, I've been there. I've done that. But I thank God that I'm saved today. But let me tell you something. There are some of you here still making the same old foolish mistake. You're still making foolish choices and you're still listening to the wrong advice. Somebody giving you some ungodly counsel. No, they telling you, let me tell you something. When I look at Rehoboam and instead of him listening to, my God, the older, the elder, the aged men, he started listening to the young men. And young men, they're not seasoned, they're not mature, and now they're trying to tell you how to live your life. Can I just talk to you? Before you take their advice, size them up. See, this is what you ought to do. And then when you look at it, if it worked, why are you not doing it? If that's working so well, why are you not doing it? So, because if it's not working for you, I don't want you to tell me it'll work for me. So I need somebody that got some sound, wholesome advice. Listen, it's sad when our children will listen to their peers before they listen to us. They'll listen to their peers before they listen to us. And next thing you know, you have pierced yourself asunder with many sorrows. And then you say, if only I had listened, my life would be much better off today if I had listened. Listen. Learn from my experience. You don't have to go to school of hard knocks if you just listen to us. But see, you old folk, you don't, no. You tell them, say, hey, put on some decent clothes. Don't walk around now with all your hind out. But see, this is what's happening today. This is what's happening. Yeah, you making a fool out of yourself. That's what's happening. You disrespecting yourself. Come on, talk to me. Because everybody, no. I don't care what everybody's doing. I heard him say, save yourself. So it don't say you join in with them. You got to be different. You got to be different. Because people think that, say, I can love God in my heart, but I can look like a harlot on the outside. Get that for me over there in Proverbs. Because, see, you think that it's not in the clothes. It is in the clothes. Well, I guess it's not in the clothes because you're the one in it. Come on.
Proverbs 7, start at verse 6. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths, a young man.
Young man. What's wrong with it?
Void of understanding.
He's making bad choices. He's making bad choices. Come on.
Passing through the street near her corner.
Her corner. Come on.
He went the way to her house.
He went to her house. Come on.
In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night.
Come on.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
Now she had on harlot's clothes, prostitute clothes, whore's clothes. So now, let me ask you something. Because see, I'm gonna call it what it is. Now, if you're not a whore, why you want to dress like one? You can hear that rat peeing on cotton right there. If you're not a whore, why do you want to dress like one? All of your buttocks out? This Bible I'm talking about. I'm just make it real. It's up to the black. And they don't have no respect for themselves. Don't have on enough material to sit on. And then they trying to pull it so they can sit on. You ain't going nowhere but up. Now, just hold that. The brother came out and he was upset. In verse 28, it said he was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. And he answered and said to his father, Lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgress I at any time thy commandments. And yet thou never gavest me a kid that I might make merry with my friend. But as soon as thy son was come, which has divided thy living with harlots. He been out there laying up with prostitutes. Come on, talk to me. Oh, y'all. Oh, see, we don't see that part in there. We just didn't throw that in there. Yeah, you been out there laying up with harlot. And then now you're going to come back and celebrate him coming back home. And he done been out there. He been doing all this ungodly stuff. Just like, let me tell you something. The devil going to take you wherever you desire to go and farther than you desire to go. He going to take you faster than you ever intended on getting there. But let me tell you something. Don't get mad at me. I'm trying to help somebody. You got to know what to do. You got to know what to do. In other words, you got to come up with a result. You didn't got pregnant. It ain't time to go down there and kill it. It ain't time to go down there and abort the baby. You become a blood killer. I don't care if you don't ever like it. Because it's going to destroy you mentally and emotionally. It's not because that thing, that ain't something you can just flush down the commode and it's over. Oh yeah, you're going to relive that moment for the rest of your life. Because of your youthful indiscretion. You want to go out, sleep around, play around. You got to make right choices. Now let me tell you what the Bible said. Keep yourself pure. Keep yourself pure. Keep yourself pure. And I'm going to say something that might kind of shake some of us up here. You ought to be looking for your secondary virginity. I ain't going to do it no more. They'll tell me, I done messed up one time. I ain't going to do it no more until we got the same last name. Because if a young man loves you, listen, you don't want nobody that because they booked up. If they won't work, you don't need them. He ain't buffed up enough to go get a job. Come on, talk to me. And you don't want somebody, my God, because they got a lot of junk in their trunk, because they got some big legs. You need somebody that's got some intelligence. You don't need nobody that all they can do is just cuss. Walk around with all of their stuff hanging out. Tattooed all on the breast with your nasty self. I thought I'd throw that in there. Tattooed on your hind part. You nasty devil, you. You going to hell. Why y'all looking at me like that? No. That's nasty. That's nasty. And watch y'all talking. That double nasty. Extra nasty. Then a man want a woman because see, in order for them to see it, you got to expose your breast. And you want to walk around like a tramp because I got tattoo all your stuff. Everything but the nipple. With your nasty self. Keep yourself pure. And then you got this down. I'm going down there. I'm gonna get me a Christian tattoo. I'm gonna get a dove. I'm gonna get a dove. I'm gonna get a cross. Now, the praying hands ain't gonna cover. It's wrong. They messed up a pretty pair of legs. Got all that junk tattooed on the leg. Young ladies, got all that mess tattooed. And some of the legs, so I don't think I can find a needle to tack. I don't see how they can find something to tattoo anything on there. But we're going to move on. The young man messed up. But oh my God, I like it because he came to himself. He came to a resolve and he worked it. He said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going home, my God, and say, God, Father, I've sinned against heaven and in thy sight. Why in the world he say in his sight? Because his father wasn't there. His father was going out there looking for him, hoping, praying that he'd come home. I don't know what then happened to my son. I don't know what then happened to my daughter. I don't know. Let me stop right there. And let me tell you something. Stop being rebellious. Stop being hard-headed. And start paying attention to your parents. You might not, they used to have a little sitcom on television and say, Father knows best. Mom and Dad knows best. because they got your best interest at heart. Let me tell you something. Look what Paul said. You got 10,000 instructors, but not many fathers. You don't have a lot of people that had your best interest at heart. They'll tell you anything. They'll tell you anything. And don't you be going down there to Miss Floral. You go home to your mom and let mama talk to you. But because Miss Floral going to mess you up. Then when you got dads that's messed up, telling their son and telling them to teach them value. Talking about, you need to sow your oats while you're young. They'll say when you start sowing your oats and then it reap AIDS. yeah. Then you reap AIDS or some other STD. Then he said then you walk around with your stuff in a sling. I don't care if you don't ever like it. You come to a resolve and say, it's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not worth it. And just ask those that found themselves, my God, you laid up with that man for the first time. Now you have AIDS. You have some incurable disease. Oh, yeah, that little 10 or 15 minute thrill. Now you living a lifetime of misery. Now you ask yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Sin is not worth it when you wind up with unwanted pregnancies. I didn't intend to get pregnant. Yes, you did. What you thought was going to happen? You didn't take no preventative measures. Well, I wasn't trying to get pregnant. What were you doing? You wasn't wiggling around there for nothing. You ever see one of them insects, you throw them on something hot, they get to wiggling and all. So why is that bug moving? It's hot. That's why you wiggling. You're hot. I don't care if you don't ever like it. But it's time for a change. It's time out. Because, see, some of us, we have escaped harm's way. My God, because you got moms, you got dad that stand in the gap and making up the head. My God, Lord, save my son, save my daughter, protect them from the evil of this world. But sooner or later, you got to have a mind to change. Because if there's not a willing mind, the prayers are going to be fruitless. It's just going to become a waste of time. But you got to come to a resolve that listen, I don't have any business out here. The life that I'm living, now God, I don't have any business out here. I wasn't raised like that. And even so, I don't care what type of environment you are, you got to make rational choice. You got to make rational decision, intelligent decision. Come on, talk to me. You got to make intelligent decision, intelligent choice. I don't understand. I don't understand. Bobo saying boo boo, whatever his name, say he love you. Now when you start talking about marriage, then he want to change the subject. You know how to fry chicken? I don't want to hear about no frying no chicken. I want to know about marriage. And then we don't know how, we don't have parents, you don't have fathers in the daughters' lives or in the sons' lives to know how to pick a mate. You don't know how to pick a mate. Because see, you don't want to be in a family where they're abusive. All they do is cussing and fussing and fighting, hitting and knocking. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. But you want somebody that's going to show you, what they want. I want to know what love is. And see, some of us, you still don't know what love is. You playing the game, but you don't know what it is. The young man found out the hard way, bad choices causes you. But the thing about it is, you got to know what to do. It's time for a change. Young people, old people, you got, like Mama used to say, ain't no food like an old food. When you got old grandpas running around there, they got their hair braided and earrings in their ear. You old fool, you. Then you look at them old women. They went out there and they're kind of young and got tattooed. Now this thing, you look like Chitney. With a tattoo, and that thing, it don't resemble nothing. It don't resemble nothing. You know that's messed up. That's messed up. That's messed up. And then you see them walking around. Now, some of you just as bad as they are, you walk around, you see them, if you drop them in a bag of prunes or raisins, you couldn't find them. And then they trying to walk around with these Daisy Dukes on. Anybody see Grandma? She done fell off in that with those prunes and raisins, and you. It's time for a change. You got to see yourself. You're going into 2014 doing the same old thing, same old thing. And guess what? You do the same old thing, the same old way, you're going to get the same old result. Nothing is going to change. So the young man decided, I'm going home. I'm going home. And let me tell you something. The thing about it, even though we done messed up, his hand is stretched out still. He's saying, come unto me, all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest for your weary soul. He's still saying, come to me, young man. Come to me, young lady. You can find rest for your weary soul. It's time for a change. Because the God that we serve is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. And I wanted to tell you something. Years ago, I preached a message, facing your past. Because one thing about it, for the most part, every one of us in here that's adults and young teenagers, young adults, you got to pass. You got to pass. And guess what? Folks won't forget your past. You meet people that you went to school with, and they remember when you danced on the tabletop waving your bra around. But don't you let them take you back to that. I'm not like that now. I'm not like that now. I gave my life to God. Don't sit there and start arguing with them and fussing with them. No. I thank God that that's behind me now. And you got to put your past behind you. You got to put your youthful indiscretion behind you. And it's time to move forward in your life and having a relationship with Jesus Christ. You got to have him. You got to connect with him. If you want joy, you want love, you want peace, you got to connect with love, joy, and peace. And it lies in Jesus Christ. Jehovah Shalom. He's our peace. See, a lot of things that many of us suffer. We try stuff to try to get peace of mind. We got pills that wake us up. We got pills that put us down because we are tormented. But the Bible tells us in Isaiah 57:21 that there should be no peace, said God, to the wicked. As long as you're in sin, there's not going to be any peace. The peace lies in Jesus Christ. And it's time for us to make up our mind. God, I'll choose peace over a troubled spirit any day. I'll choose love over somebody that hate me any day. And so you got to come to a resolve. I got to do better with my life. And the devil is a lie. The devil told me, that preacher, he don't like you. That's why he's talking like that. Listen, I done been there. I'm not preaching to you or anyone else because I came from heaven. I am what I am by the grace of God. God saved me. God delivered me from my sin. And just like he saved me, God can save you. You can have a relationship. You can have a relationship with Jesus Christ. You can know him for real. Listen. Sooner or later, there's going to come a time in your life, so I'm just tired. I'm tired. You're going to the clubs, and now you're getting to the point you don't even fit in. And then when it look like it's happening, you say, no, I'm going home. Wait, man, it just getting started. Where you going? No, hey, I'm just not feeling it tonight. I'm going home. Now you begin to feel like a misfit. Don't stay there and try to make yourself fit in. Get up, move around. Move around, move around. Because, hey, that God is trying to say something. God is speaking to you. God is drawing me. He's trying to draw you out of the club. He's trying to draw you out of the drug scene. He's trying to draw you from the alcohol scene, the tobacco scene. He's trying to draw you to him. And I'm just trying to get you to taste and see that the Lord is good. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing until you taste and see that the Lord is good. I got some of us, we didn't have some hard time. We didn't have some difficult time. But God is able. He's able to make it all right. Anybody ever been mixed up? Anybody been messed up? Say, I don't know about you, but I've been messed up. I've been messed up. But oh my God, but God worked on me. Oh, glory to God. When I drunk my wine, I popped my pill, I smoked my dope. Come on, talk to me. But oh my God, God saved me. God was drawing me. God was drawing me. He was trying to get my attention. And then all that stuff that I just didn't have no desire for it anymore. And I'm praying, God, take away that desire, that taste for sin. Take away that appetite for sin. And give them to seek after you, to love you with all of their heart, with all of their mind, with all of their soul, and with all of their strength. You go back to the weak and the beggarly elements of the world. Then look what this young man walked away from. Walked away from a secure environment. To go back and go out there where nobody loved him. Nobody cared about it. Nobody was concerned about it. But thank you for loving me, Jesus. Thank you for loving me. Oh, glory to God. Oh, yeah, I know. I heard old Bubblegum tell you he loved you. But he told that other woman the same thing. And he told the other one the same thing. And then now you at odds with them. You see them, you turn your head. Because why you mad? They ain't done nothing to you. Now y'all, both of y'all going with the same man. And you don't like it because he spending. That's a choice. She ain't making that devil just like you ain't making him lay with you. Because anytime you open up the garage, they going to park it. No, I don't feel like parking my car up in here tonight. No, that rat's going to hit it and drive. Life. You know what grandma and great-grandma and them told us, say, hey, they ain't gonna buy the cow long they can get the milk free. Said, no. Said, when they come up that thing, trying to, no, we ain't get no milk. Oh, baby, hey, there you go tripping. There you go tripping. The brother just want a little milk. And you tripping. Then no cell phone ring. Yeah, I'm over here with Lula, man. I don't know what got it. That girl tripping, man. Yeah, she done went off, man. I don't know what's going on with her. All right, I'll talk with you in a little bit, dog. See, when you start doing the right thing, they say you're tripping. You ain't tripping. You doing the right thing. You doing the right thing. The milk factory is closed. It's closed. You can't get no more milk. If you want some milk, you got to buy the cow. Listen, I'm about finished. My wife and I don't care where we went, all of them down the East Coast and different things. We always met young people that were messing up. And we tell them, say, hey, you deserve better than that. Young lady, you deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. Why do you lower your standards yourself so low that nobody will ever respect you? You deserve better than that. Young man, you deserve better than that. You don't need nobody that's going to drag you down. You don't need nobody that's going to drag you down. You trying to convert. You messed up and she messed up. She a crackhead and your head is cracked too. And you trying to I'm trying to tell her right. How in the world you gonna tell her right when you not doing right? I'm gonna get her right. You can't get her right because you can't get you right. You don't have the power to get nobody right. Only Jesus Christ can get them right. Only Jesus Christ can turn your life around. Only Jesus Christ, my God, did a work on me. Y'all ain't saying nothing. My God, when I done looked at many messed up people, and that was a time, my God, that the Bible tells us about Jeremiah. I want you to go down, my God, to the potter's house. And when he got there, he saw the potter doing a work on the wheel. He saw a vessel that was marred and disfigured. It was messed up. But oh my God, he kept looking at it. And guess what he did? He saw that the potter make it over again. My God, a brand new vessel. And let me tell you something. He can make you over again. You can have over. I don't care what your past look like. Your future is spotless. Your future is spotless. How can you say it's spotless? You ain't done nothing. All you got to do is just turn it around right now. And you got a bright tomorrow. I don't care what yesterday looked like, but tomorrow. Oh my God. You can get up and it's a brand new day. Because you feeling better. I'm not going to talk about it. I looked at my hand. My hand looked new. I looked at my feet, and they did too. Oh, no. No. He ain't changing the scars on your hand. He ain't getting rid of them calluses and corn on your feet. He changing you, your character. I don't care what those feet look like. I don't care what the hands look like. My God, but hey, look at me. I feel brand new. I'm a brand new creature in Christ Jesus. My God that made me over. And God is speaking to some of your hearts today. He want to make you over. Don't look at me as your enemy. I'm your friend. He's calling you. Come to me. You don't belong out there. And I guarantee you that God was dealing with the young man. He left that secure zone and went out there, and the devil abused and misused it. Solomon asked a question, said, how long? You simple one. Will you love simplicity? How long? One mistake after another. Don't you know that it's time for a change? I wish y'all get off my back. I wish y'all get off my back. Y'all live y'all life. Let me live mine. You got a point. So when you come to the, could you help me? No, you live your life. We're going to live our life. You want my substance, but you don't want my advice. God don't work like that. He said, I'll bless you if. You walk in my stature and keep my command. All this old junk, that old prosperity mess, that just wishful thinking. Because God is angry at the wicked every day. And he's not awarding sin. He's rewarding it. There are going to be consequences to your actions. I don't care who you are. If you got a mind, he'll change you. It's time for you to come to yourself. In other words, come to your senses. And make a rational, intelligent decision. Say, hey, Elder Thomas, you're right. I got to do better with my life. Let me just help you. I'm getting ready to close. See, the other week, we were celebrating 2013 coming in. That's just how fast this year has come and it is gone. See, all of us, you're teenagers. But see, we used to be teenagers. And you know that time you had to be 21 to do anything. And I can't wait till I get 21. So I know nobody on this side said that. I'm going to go over here where I'm going over here where they say, I can't wait till I get 21. I said it. And guess what? Man, it took forever to get to 21. It took forever to get to 21. But man, when you got to 21, it stepped on. 22, 23, 24, 25. Hey, you better enjoy your youth. Because when you get to that 21, look like it just age, you press that age accelerator. It's 30, 35. Man, can you believe it? Man, I'm 40. Can you believe I'll be 40 my next birthday? And the other week I just went to the prom. And now here I am, 40 years old. You better enjoy your youth. Because once you get there, that age accelerator, man, it look like it gets stuck. And the next thing you know, listen, I'm going to tell you something. Look at your life. Stay with me right here. I'm coming to a close. Look at your life. Look at your life. You're 25, you're 30, you're 35. Now, look at your life. So what have I done these 35 years I've been on earth? What have I done with my life these 35 years, these 25 years? What do you have to show for? See, this is why. Y'all heard me some time back and say, hey, I'm going to stop living. I'm going to start enjoying life. And see, some of you just living. You're not enjoying life. You get up miserable. You go to bed miserable. You're not enjoying life. And see, on this side, some folks don't even laugh. Over here, some of you don't even laugh. Some of you don't even laugh. And a merry heart do it good like a medicine. You got to have laughter in your life. Come on, talk to me. You don't want to be walking around prune face every day. You got to incorporate some laughter into your life. Husband and wife, all you are just married. You don't sit down and talk. Don't laugh together. Something wrong with the picture. And oh yeah, I keep stuff going. Life is too short not to enjoy. So you better start enjoying laughter. Enjoying life every day. You say, I'm going to enjoy life every day. You make up your mind from this point on, I'm going to enjoy life every day. I'm not going to be miserable. I'm not going to be miserable because of some man. I'm not going to be miserable because of some woman. I'm going to enjoy life. Sit down with your children and laugh. Let them make you laugh.